Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan, an Olympian and beach volleyball world champion and a longtime professional indoor player.
And I'm Adam, former indoor player and coach, current beach volleyball coach, and most importantly, Sarah's husband.
Well, we have to finish off the Josenji match this week.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're moving on to the next round.
We're up 17-11 in the second set. Josenji just got a scolding by their manager.
Good for her.
Let's get it together, boys. This is not fun anymore.
So I think this episode is going to be like more about their response than about them getting close in the match. And I think it sets up a future rivalry in terms of the lessons that they learn here and the battle that happens next year with their second years becoming third years.
Wow.
I think we're going to get a few backstories maybe. See the response to the situation. I don't think they can win this match, but I think it's going to set up for later on in the series, maybe season 3, maybe a movie that I can't watch.
Look at him. I think he just threw out 8 predictions in one.
I'm shooting for 100%.
We're going for life lessons over victory, it sounds like.
I think so.
Karasuno's playing well. Kageyama took one right off the schnoz.
Hate that.
Blood everywhere.
Hate that.
Suga and Narita came in with the double sub to replace the dynamic duo as Kageyama recovered. Daichi, taking things a bit personal. He's not boring. He's solid. He's dependable. He's consistent. Don't you dare call him boring.
But even I love Daichi. You guys all know that. But like his response was boring. It was like, you're gonna call me boring? I'm gonna put over a ball that our team screwed up because I'm dependable, and then I'm gonna score a ball, and then tell my other players that they're great.
He's wonderful.
Little story time, real quick.
Uh-oh.
Now that you're talking about nosebleeds.
I don't even know where this is going. He's only had thousands since we've been together.
No, you weren't around for this one. So I was afraid to get hit in the face because my nose bled super easily. And on defense, when you're playing behind the setter, sometimes you're pretty vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So I hate to admit this, but sometimes like I would kind of like turn my head or like try not to take it in the face, and you don't even realize you're doing it. And my coach called me out one time in practice in front of everybody. He was like, "You got to get in there and dig that ball." And he was like, "What, are you afraid to get hit in the face?" And I was like, "I don't want my nose to bleed." And like I had to admit that.
You said that?
Yeah, like because
what happened?
Well, like it was interesting. After admitting that that's what I was afraid of, I was able to do it better. But that was a real moment for me with my coach.
Did they laugh at you?
It was like kind of like, I'm not sure that people heard the interaction like after he kind of called me out, but yeah, it was yeah.
Oh, cutie.
Definitely, there's nothing worse than having your nose bleed from getting hit in the face. Anyway, story time's over. Let's see what happens.
My heart is just,
You gotta admit your fears.
Love vulnerability. Thanks for sharing. Today, we're watching season 2, episode 16 of Haikyu called Next.
Next team, next match. This one's in the bag.
We'll see. But let's see if Josenji can get their act together here, because they've got a big hill to climb to catch up. So here we go. Season 2, episode 16 of Haikyu is coming right now. Oh. Oh, sorry, what?
Ooh, they closed the gap. Wow.
今お前が打つと思ってたわ。ビビった。味方も予想外かよ。でも平然と打ってましたね。タッチ悪い。怖い。
常禅寺、タイムアウト開けてから調子いいですね。
ああ、しっかり相手見てプレーしだした。厄介だぞ。
手堅くやりなさいって言ってるんじゃないよ。
She should be a coach.
Yeah. She's more of a coach than their actual coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. I like that read.
自分の意志で動くことと、それを実行できる技量があってこそ自由に遊べる。
True.
やはり上に行けば行くほど、そういう連中が増えてくるな。月島、ナイスだ。
Set the left side.
Or Daichi.
Fair enough.
Oof.
I mean, they set pretty well with their feet.
カウンター決めよった。またいだ。
遊ぶことと考えないことはイコールじゃない。
頭の中のシミュレーションと現実が一緒になるって最高。2点差。
Man, they made that way closer than I thought. Outscored 7-3.
日向のスパイクはまだ軽いからな。ブロックされんの嫌だけど、ブロックに無視されっともっと腹立つのなんでだ。
A little disrespect.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than them being like, ah, we can dig you.
もう一本なさー。オライ。見える。
Nice.
マジかよ。正常戦の時とは違うってわけだな。ひなだ、もう一発いけ。
That's a heck of a dig.
さあ、あれば。こっちのもんだ。
Oh dear.
折れないスペースに打ち込まれる前に先に触っちまえってことか。次は勝つ。ひなだ、今日はまだ使ってないんじゃないか。お前の新必殺技。ナイスレシーブ。いけひなだ。来いやー。
Tip.
Attaboy, Daichi!
I'm just gonna pull all the strings from the back.
I will make a strong suggestion. Let's play for real now.
This might be a little late.
This one is gonna work out somehow.
こいつらは1ミリも考えてない。考えてるのは成功した時の快感だけ。気をつけろ。さっきとは違うぞ。
Yes!
They can be happy with the way they went out, though, after their timeout.
Chosen G.
Yeah.
らしいラストだ。終わりかよ。くそ。せっかくテンション上がってんのに。まだまだやる気満々って顔だ。声は。ありがとうな。
That's a nice compliment.
She did a great job. He's like, I'm done talking. My couple sentences were enough.
とりあえずあれな。お前らテンション上げんのはいいけど、暴走しないことな。次からはケツ叩いてくれるやつはいないんだからな。よし、撤収だ。ストレッチサボんなよ。
あんたたち、ルナちゃん困らせないでね。まだ1年生なの。
Aww.
Good for them. That gives them a little credit in my book.
Just a little manager appreciation scene.
I mean, all of the people around the team work so hard for you to do what you do. I'm glad that they took the time to thank her.
Well, and it shows, like, her evolution. Like, she cries with them. She celebrates with them. You know, she holds them accountable when they need it. Like, it's more than just a service type of relationship. It's like she is in it with them. She is a team member.
The people who are around and supporting you feel all of the same emotions you do. They see you day in and day out at your best, at your worst. They go through that with you.
Well, we're moving on to the quarterfinals.
Do we know who they play yet?
No.
Okay. Maybe it's the winner of the Date Tech match.
Maybe. Overall, they played pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, the focus of that match was definitely mostly on Josenji.
Yeah.
The connection of Kageyama and Hinata was highlighted several times. Daichi obviously highlighted more than usual.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was like pretty quiet on the Kirasuno front. Obviously some Tsukushima moves every now and then.
I mean, they were efficient. They didn't make too many mistakes. It looked like every time they passed pretty well. I think it shows maturity that they didn't get wrapped up in the, I don't want to call it nonsense, but in the unorthodox style of play. Like a team that's a little more undisciplined might try and play like that or match them energy-wise. I think that shows a level of maturity. But yeah, it was. I would say it was efficient on their part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see. I think that Asahi's going to have to come and play a bigger role than what we've seen so far in order for them to do well. That's just my thought.
A jumping high five. Oh, Yachi! I thought we were friends.
明日お前を止める
Sign of respect. I love their relationship. He's probably gonna be lined up against Fukushima.
There you go. Wakunon. His family is here watching him?
I feel like that's probably a normal thing, is it not?
Clearly not. He seems shocked.
Maybe how loud they were in the stands.
I mean, it's definitely... North Americans definitely go watch their kids a lot.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
I'd be curious. Somebody send us the details on that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the, like, parent, family watching experience like in Japan?
They definitely went all out, though, with the signs and the megaphones and stuff, though.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Next round, Wakunon.
Oh, I wonder if we're going to get to... The game match is over, right? Is that what I saw? Like, they had won, so they know who they're playing now?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we going to do for the rest of the episode?
Next.
「次の相手の涌谷南は今までの相手と違ってうちと同じく3年が残ってる。完成度の高いチームだ。守備力と粘り強さは猫間に近い。攻撃がうまく決まんなくても短期起こすなよ。特にハイテンション&単細胞組。大丈夫です。
Especially you idiots over there.
くそ、俺が言うより断然大丈夫っぽいぜ。よし、必ず明日も生き残る。カラスのファイ。
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
That's obnoxious.
Like, let's cheer for your kid's team. Maybe not just him.
なんでちょっと羨ましそうなの？
ほれほれ、集中。
鵜飼君、どうかしました？
気合い入れるぜ、先生。
え？
単なる俺の感覚の話だけど、この枠なんてチーム、多分うちと相性悪いから。
As a coach, you always have those feelings of like teams you match up better or worse against.
油断とかないから。
I'm gonna crush your hand.
That's a good response.
あ、島田さん、こんにちは。お一人ですか？
今日は滝の上が仕事。午後なら行けるかもって言ってたけど。うわ、
テンション上がる。こういうの血が騒ぐよね。
Yes, I love her.
誰かに似てる？
どうも、龍之介がいつもお世話になってます。姉の紗友子です。
田中の姉、似てる。
龍ちゃん。
姉さん。
応援しに来たぞ。
Oh dear.
やったれ。
さあ2日目生き残れよ。さあ来い。ナイスだ。
おらい。
よし、まずは一発速攻で研ぎも抜いたれ。よっしゃー。
Good start, good start.
なんじゃ今の。
速攻マグか。おーし、次すぐ切るぞ。はい。
I'm not sure how I feel about the bold proclamations on the court.
今のカラスの飛べないカラスなんて呼ぶやつはもういない。 県内一のとんでもチ
Outrageous.
対戦できるなんて超ラッキー。
日向相手にどう動くかはあらかじめ決め
There's
てる
been
ようだ
one
な。
play.
全く慌てる様子がない。
It's their response to it happening.
うちが苦手なタイプということですかね。
ああ、今までの傾向からしてカラスノは何か突出した武器でガンガン攻めてくる相手よりどっしり自分らのペースを守りつつこちらの隙を伺って適切に対処してくる相手を苦手としている。正常や猫間がまさにそれ。
なるほど。
あの速攻の一発目に驚かない相手。さあどうする。日向、お前強豪校に警戒されてんじゃないか。きっとお前の研究とかしてるんだぞ。してるんだぞ。してるんだぞ。してるんだぞ。してるんだぞ。
He's gonna love it.
強豪に研究される俺。
Daichi is a
Yeah.
genius.
俺たちかすむな。
だが俺は昨日の俺を超えるのである。
へい、日向だけ見てっとついばむぞこら。
さすが首相、選手のやる気の都合を心得ている。
Oh, the hero. Seriously. Talk about understanding your teammates and knowing how to get the most out of them.
That's amazing.
Also, that guy's family is very big.
Like
There was like 5 kids.
yeah, and obnoxious.
5 kids. What?
That's the part that you can't get over.
That stresses me out.
I wonder if that's gonna fire them up or distract them. Karasuno.
His family?
Yeah.
Why would his 5-person family distract them?
They were all listening to him cheer and talking about his family there, and like you can hear him constantly cheering for that one player. I don't know, maybe that drives some people nuts.
No. I just think it's annoying that they're cheering just for their kid and not for the team.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
I'm getting into the nitty-gritty here.
いい手応え。強烈。
ナイスレシーブ。
Oh, look, there's ponytail. Pineapple head! It's true.
They've got their own semi-Hinata. Well, just with the speed that they're running.
No, I meant his
あれ
reaction.
が枠南の武器であるコンビネーション。平均して身長はあまり高くなくても、さすが。
Well, it's a good thing they played against Shinzen so many times.
あ
Yeah.
あ、だが枠南の武器はそれだけじゃない。
スパイカーにいちいち反応すんな。ボールをよ。
分かってるよ。頭では。
でも体が動くかは別。わかるぜ。ナイスレシーブ。分かった。カバー。タケル、ラスト。止めるぞ。せーの。
Yep.
ブロックアウト。よっしゃ
今狙われた。手の端。中島君の空中戦のテクニック。コンビネーションと同じく厄介ということですか。
中島健。
知らん。
今の県内ではもしかしたらプレースタイルが一番似てるのかもな。かつての小さな巨人に。
また中島。うめえ。ずっとこのペースだな。離されはしないけどリードはさせてくんねえ。
あの中島君は日向君のようにとてもよく見えているということなんでしょうか。
ああ、中島がどのくらい見えてるのかはわかんねえけど、日向みたいに細かい場所を狙うっつうより工夫してんのは角度じゃねえかな。スパイクを打ち込む角度を変えているんだと思う。ブロックの手に当てて大きく弾かせるための角度。
I mean, the adjustment is to
ブロッ
put
カーからしたら普通
Tsukushima
に嫌
against
ですよね。あんなスパイカーは。シロ、一本ナイスだ。懐ど真ん中、分かってても速え。カラスの10番、枠南の1番に負けてね。ああ、そう。もうちょいで拾えたぜ。読めてる読めてる。次完璧に取れるぞ。余裕余裕。
あれは半分挑発だ。乗るな乗るな。
ありゃ。
Sometimes you just have to make comments to your team that you know the other team can hear. I love that.
It's the game within the game.
And Hinata is so new and like excitable that like he doesn't necessarily know because he's so sincere all the time.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. Yeah, I'm glad that Daichi explained that.
Because he can be moved around by both teams.
100%. He is a pawn in a lot of people's games.
Yeah.
Those hitters are very annoying to block.
Absolutely.
It was interesting that they were like, okay, they run these combination plays, but they're more undersized than most teams. So that's what you see with undersized hitters is instead of being able to avoid the block or hit angles around the block, they use the block to their advantage because the height matchup just isn't there. And so this is very typical of an undersized player.
When you see him targeting Hinata's hand, and Hinata's not a great blocker, he's not super strong, he's a first year, like in that 3-man block, that's who you're going to go after, and you're going to look for that hand. I mean, it's a smart play because that's probably something that he's the worst at or has the least experience blocking. So I would definitely try and switch up that matchup if I could.
That was my next question. How would you do that? How would you defend him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Tsukushima's done a really good job of being able to see hitters, keep his eyes open, and get his hands in place. Plus, he's a little bit bigger, which gives him, I think, an advantage to kind of take some of those angles away. So that's probably where I would start.
See, when I'm hitting against, I would prefer to hit against a taller block because it's easier to find their hands.
Easier to find their hands, but if you've watched, he's really worked on his hand position. So now I don't think he's going to be able to exploit the middle when Tsukushima's in there. He's going to have to look for an outside player's hands, which forces him to the perimeter of the court. Now he might start making errors if you pull your hands down. Like if you swing at the middle block, if you miss, you're going middle of the court. You're not going to make an error. If they force him to swing at an outside hand, now there's more room for error, I think.
枠南は日向に対してとりあえず1人コミットでブロック飛ばすけど深追いはしないってスタンスかな。長身ミドルブロッカーで日向に対応しつつ止めるというよりはコースを絞ってレシーブしやすくすると。日向を完全に封じるのは不可能。そう割り切ってはいるが日向の好き勝手にはさせない守備か。でも
次世代小さな巨人たちによる空中戦勃発中ですが、うちの王道エースもお忘れなく。
Called it.
Our kingly ace. Daichi is the man.
やっぱり向こうのミドルブロッカーは日向についた。で、その他スパイカーには残り2人で対応。でも、うちのエース止めるなら鉄壁でも持ってこいや。
Well, and that's it. You set up your team for your ace to finish the match for you.
大丈夫だ。みんな落ち着いてる。このまま行く。
Just goes to show you how much extra effort is required by your captain to
The court
manage the
patroller.
team. Yeah.
That had to be a touch.
Yeah.
カラスのレフトの攻撃増えてきた。
あのヒゲの人めっちゃ強い。
T guy.
Oh baby.
やっと2点差
A little
Smart.
smirky.
たって感じ。
よし、ここがチャンスだ。勢いに乗るぞ。おい、
くそが
おいタビ、
あ
向こうの右端3列目にめっちゃ可愛い子いる。
うわマジでうお俺にガンガンよこせはいはいさすが
Whoa, is that their
性
dad?
格よくわかってるぜ
俺は昔から自由人ジュラシックパークで生き延びてきたんだ。俺遊んでくれ。家がジュラシックパークならここはまだせいぜい動物園。苦労の次男をなめんじゃねえぜ。粘りの枠な。こっからが
Don't underestimate the second brother who's been through
首
hell.
相もなかなかの土台っぷりですね。
ああ前回が遊び対決なら今回は首相対決ってとこか
Oh, goosers.
Oh boy.
ナイスゴーまた拾った
どっちもよくつなぐな。
あぜ
Oh, what?
Heck of a dig.
見てる方もしんどい。
今日一番の長いラリーだな取った方に流れが来る
Gotta
ぞ
win the long rallies.
切らすな切らすな。ここ絶対取るぞ。ああ、タケル頼む。
ブロック3万円ブロックアウト
Nice touch. Oh! That's a huge point. Someone hurt?
Dai-san.
Dislocated shoulder?
I'm not telling you anything.
Oh, I did not predict any injuries.
Oh my gosh, yes, I remember this episode, and like as you were so fired up about the play that was happening, in my head I was like, oh no, here it comes, and
Oh, who do they have to replace him though?
do you want me to tell you? Or do
No,
you...
I'm
okay.
running through, like, unless you potentially put Suga in the set and Kageyama hits. Oh man, that's a huge blow.
You were so excited about the play too, and you were like so like, whoa, yes! And I'm there like,
Oh, that's... I hope he's okay. That would be... He's playing so well and he's doing all the right things, and to be injured now in your last year in the final tournament would be heartbreaking.
especially when they just finished saying that this match is about the captains.
Yeah. Oh, I hope he's okay. No, I just want to watch so I know.
Everybody always in this episode they always say dead chi.
I'm not going there. I think he's going to be okay. I hope he's going to be okay.
Going back to something that you said a little bit before, this definitely highlights just how much mental and emotional energy Daichi expends during a match.
Absolutely.
Like, he's always been a little more understated, especially at the net, like block and hitting. But
Yeah.
like he's highlighted his service, even defensive skills, like a lot. But I think this episode in particular, and a little the one before it, really shows just how much he is doing, even if it's like more of the behind the scenes, and that stuff takes a ton of energy.
Well, and not only that, but I think it's super crucial in the high school game, because like as you move on and you play like university or you play professionally, like everybody's kind of on the same page. They've worked hard to get there. I would say there's a little less, you know, having to corral people to do the right thing. In high school, you know, the guys are having fun, you're playing a sport, there's different levels of seriousness involved in doing that, and people have matured at different levels. Like knowing your team at that point and being able to kind of point everybody in the same direction, I think is incredibly important. But the thing is, he'll still be able to do that from the bench, even if he can't play. Plus, it was his left shoulder. So.
If you noticed, he was laying on his left side.
Yeah. Injury report.
This team is no slouch.
No, they're skilled. They can run multiple players on the attacks. Their hitters are smart. They make good defensive plays. Like that dig that their right side made on Asahi, like that should have been a kill. Like that
was insane.
They're really evenly matched. Their captain seems to have his head together, and he's smart, and he's kind of moving his teammates around, distracting them with girls in the stands and whatever else needs to be done. Like this is, I mean, we're getting to the point where you have two good teams, and you know, like I said, you win the big rallies or the long rallies against teams like this and matches like this. Like that can be the difference between winning and losing, and it's a razor's edge.
Well, and now we're seeing like the big boys are playing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not just, you know, having a good time, little makeshift one-man teams and like trying to put it together. Like now it's the teams know what they're doing and they are solid.
We're playing for keeps. Yeah.
So this is getting much more exciting. We are going to be worried about Daichi. Not great timing, okay.
I don't have a good feeling about what's going to happen with this.
You don't have a good feeling like you think it'll be bad, or you just have no read on it?
I have no read on like sometimes that happens and you're like, you feel it but you get back up and you're like, okay, I can do this, and you more like startle and scare yourself. But the way he's lying, if shoulders popped out, like he's done.
And Tanaka probably feels awful because they are the ones that collided.
Yeah. But Tanaka put the ball over, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So like he has to go play that ball. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. But things are getting tense. I'm getting lots of goosebumps watching these ones. So let us know your thoughts. Please be sure to comment below. No spoilers, okay? I know I don't need to warn you guys anymore, but like it's a compulsion. So let us know in the comments below, spoiler free, what your thoughts are. And as always, we'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because we need to see if Daichi is okay next week. Bye guys.